evening, and thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night. We want to begin with the extraordinary news that the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, is facing another potential federal indictment. We learned today that Trump got a warning in the form of a target letter, informing him that he is the target of the investigation for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. And that letter offers the former president a chance to testify before the federal grand jury that is meeting right here in Washington, D.C. And this criminal case comes amid an election season that is already heating up. Sources tell CBS News that it was just hours ago that Trump called House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to try and talk about strategy on how to defend the former president. It was just last month that Trump became the first president in American history, current or former, to be criminally charged by the Department of Justice, and that was for his alleged mishandling of classified documents. The historic nature of today cannot be overstated. CBS's Robert Costa has been following the investigation from the beginning, and he'll start us off tonight from outside the Department of Justice. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening, Nora. For the second time in just 2 months, former President Donald Trump receiving a target letter from special counsel Jack Smith, signaling a possible indictment, this time about the aftermath of the 2020 election.
The former president confirmed the development on social media, lashing out at the special counsel, calling him deranged, and revealing he was given 4 days to report to a grand jury, saying an arrest and indictment were expected.
The special counsel would not have sent a target letter and would not be apparently poised to actually bring a prosecution against former President Trump if he didn't think he had a winning hand.
Although it is unclear which specific charges Trump could face, his refusal to concede the 2020 election, false claims of election denial, and push for allies to fight to keep him in office, including on January 6, are well documented.
The Capitol was invaded, the electoral count was halted, and the lives of those in the Capitol were put at risk.
Witnesses from Trump's inner circle have testified that Trump applied pressure to a sprawling group of stakeholders as he fought to stay in power, including his own vice president, state election officials, members of Congress, and leaders at the Justice Department. The question now is whether Trump's latest legal troubles create an opening for his trailing Republican rivals.
I'm at O'Keefe in South Carolina, where Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was peppered with questions about the news.
Governor, do the former president's legal issues disqualify him?
He said this about Trump's behavior during the Capitol attack.
I think it was shown how he was in the White House and didn't do anything while things were going on. He should have come out more forcefully, of course that. But to try to criminalize that, that's a different issue entirely.
The governor came here to be the first to file paperwork for the state's primary next year.
We're going to make this official.
But yet again, it's the former president's legal challenges that are dominating the discussion. And he seems to gain support every time this happens, something another of his opponents, Nikki Haley, commented on today.
The rest of this primary election is going to be in reference to Trump. It's just going to continue to be a further and further distraction.
Back in Washington, the grand jury continues to meet this week, and for now, Trump is not expected to appear.
Meanwhile, Michigan's Attorney General announced today charges against 16 fake electors, people who signed documents falsely claiming that Trump won the 2020 election in that state as part of a plot to stay in office. All of this underscoring that the heat is on Trump and not just here in Washington. Nora.
And there is still much more to learn. Robert Costa, thank you for your new reporting.